Hey, this is Jonathan Pasley. And many times when I speak to property managers, many of them have tried marketing and it hasn't worked out so well for them. They didn't get the results that they were expecting, or sometimes they didn't get any results from it. Uh, I speak to property managers who are just getting into marketing their business and looking to grow their business, and they're not sure exactly what to do, what strategies to start with, because there's many options out there. So in this video, what I want to do is provide some education, kind of expose the marketing industry, and give you some inside information of what to expect, what to avoid, and things like that. And hopefully I can do this without making this video too long. So one of the main strategies that a lot of businesses, a lot of property managers have heard of, maybe gravitate towards, is search engine optimization. That was a huge buzzword maybe about 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. SEO, it's a way to rank on Google and get free leads, free traffic to your website. I always recommend property managers to not start with that, because it is more of a long-term strategy, and it takes several months to maybe start ranking well, because in search engine optimization, you're trying to optimize your site and essentially prove to Google that your site is the most relevant to different keywords out of thousands, if not millions, of other websites. So it's a long-term strategy that maybe will reap an ROI down the line. Now, there's different types of companies that can do SEO. Most of them don't do it well. SEO takes a lot of elbow grease, a lot of work, a lot of time invested. Now, I'll tell you the inside scoop on SEO, which you have to be careful of. Sometimes companies will suggest SEO first because it's a way for them to keep a customer longer and not be responsible for results. Because with SEO, it's kind of that, oh, well, you just kind of have to wait and see. Oh, the algorithm for Google, so there's always an excuse. Sometimes there's an excuse why you're not ranking well. And some companies try to stretch out the time at which they can hold on to a client and blame it on Google or blame it on something else. Or, hey, you didn't get me the blog back in time, or you didn't get me these things. So you got to watch out. You got to watch out for that. I always recommend do not start with SEO. Especially for property management, because the margins are fairly small per unit, right? You might be making $100, $200 per door. So you can't front those costs of paying someone to optimize the website for the next 12, 18 months to maybe get a result. So that's my 411 on SEO. The next that is somewhat popular with property managers is the whole pay per lead type of model, where you pay for a lead, but that same lead goes to maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 other property managers, and you fight over the same lead. There's sites out there like that. I've spoken to some property managers where they've said, many of them say, that worked well in the past, many years ago. But what has happened, property management, there's been more property managers that come into the market. There's an increase in competitors. So what happens, that same lead now goes to, instead of maybe 5 in the area, it goes to 20 or 30. So the waters have muddied a little bit. So the quality of the lead isn't that great. And I don't know if you've ever submitted your information to one of those type of sites, but the experience isn't that great either. You submit your information, you get bombarded by like 50 different companies trying to, sell you on who's the cheapest. That's something you have to focus on, because these websites that get you the lead, they advertise, they market to the owner and say, hey, submit your information to us and we'll, get you a quote. We'll get you a quote on management and you can choose the cheapest person. So the marketing message that they're using is price. So it's training the mindset of the owner to think of price. Okay, I need to get a couple quotes and see who's the cheapest person, because they're all property managers, right? They all do the same thing. And as you know, that's not true. Not every property manager is created equal. So it's not, those sites are not selling or communicating to the owner the value of choosing the right property manager for their property. It's not communicating how communication is important, or how you're going to be hands-on in managing their property, or getting the right tenant and having the right screening processes, how that's so important. They're not saying any of that stuff. They say, hey, get a quote, give us your information so we can sell this lead 1,000 times and make a crap ton of money off of it. They're forgetting about that part. But anyways, that's the pay per lead model. It can work, but again, the quality of the lead many times isn't there, because again, it goes to many different other property managers, and the mindset, the marketing message that lead comes in isn't always the best mindset too as well. And then the other type, going with a company that has no experience in working with a property manager or property management company. I strongly disagree. I strongly do not suggest you do this, because property management is a whole nother animal. Like, it's so much different marketing for a property manager versus marketing in another industry. I can speak strongly about this because 12 years ago when I started the business, we worked with other industries. 7 years ago, we started working with our first property manager. And then, since then we've taken on other property managers. So I can compare marketing in property management versus other industries. And in property management, it's a whole nother world. The common practices that work for other industries don't work for property management. They just absolutely don't work. So you get a company that works with other industries, they're going to start marketing based on those things that they think work, or those things that have worked for other industries. And it's probably not going to work for you. It's not going to work for you for many, many different reasons. I'll just give you one example. Let's say Google. You run ads in Google. You're shooting for property management in your area. When someone types that in, when an owner types that in, the problem with that is that tenants, vendors, owners, investors, they all type in the same thing. So how are you going to make sure the ad only gets in front of owners and investors and not tenants? So that's just one of many different things that you would only know if you help property management companies market, or help them grow, help them acquire more units. So those are some things, some insight, some things to consider, and things to think about as you choose a company to help you grow. What's unique about us, right? Our experience, right? And just working with several property management companies in different markets, different areas. Also for us, not only do we know what strategies work, but we know which strategies to start with. For us, we like to start small and efficient and get you to acquire units as quickly as possible. So we start with those strategies that we know work. And then as you grow, we stack on other strategies to help snowball our efforts, to help build momentum and help you really grow, snowball growth too as well. And we're very, 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 very hands-on in managing the marketing, looking at the results. And results for us is units acquired. That is the ultimate result. So we're constantly checking in with you. Hey, did this lead convert into a new unit? We look at so many different factors, but again, making sure that the leads are converting into new units, and just working with you to help you grow. So we like to think of ourselves as like a full-time marketing department in helping your business grow. So what makes us unique and what helps us to generate the results we do for our clients. So hey, if you're looking to acquire more units for your property management business, if you're looking to grow, feel free to check us out. Go to my website, jonathanpasley.com. You can check out more about me and my team, results we've gotten for our clients, our processes, and our approach to marketing and helping our clients. If you fill out the form, there's a video there that breaks down everything, pricing, strategies, all that good stuff you probably want to know. Fill it out, and then you can set up a time that we can talk and figure out if we're a good fit for each other. All right, everyone, have a good one.